Hello, my name is TING. This is ODOUR CARTOGRAPHER, Silvertown Foodclub as variant mechanism. It's an Odourian space, turning the tangible substance into a fleeting consciousness. In 19th century, Silvertown there was filled with malodorous air brought by factories. The accident and war brought the destruction to this place. Housing covered the ruins and wound. These repertoires of odours literally symbolize the contribution of workers and residents living and sacrificing here. Sugar is the last vestige of industrial productivity from the past. However, it could be an opportunity to activate new scent events in the future. Turning back to Silvertown, the projected issues in Silvertown are insufficient retail facility in current time, high intensity on residential and commercial establishment, coupling with increasing mixed-use development in future scenario. So, on social side, the solution is to provide programs satisfying the need in the future. On environmental side, to reach net zero by 2050, passive design is employed in the study to achieve the target. For studying odours, the smell mapping of London manufacturers, based on my own interpretation, aims to find an odor-activated area. Canary Wharf was studied as precedent. The smell shaped the specific corner and pocket area. After studying smell in an existing urban background, I started to do CFD simulation on proposed site of Silvertown for base data of wind environment. From the study, I found that the original volume with unified three-story building would eliminate the possibility of natural ventilation. So the most important thing is to create the step-up notch to increase downward airflow on windward side. Arduino sensor is used for testing the indoor temperature change in cooking event. The data was recorded both near the source and at the edge of the room, for the purpose of field setting in smoke simulation of the next research. On smoke simulation, the shape of smoke movement could be concluded with inverted arch in the source room and normal arch out of the room. Working with the research, the building experienced several times of evolution. All of the design cases were tested for outdoor CFD simulation firstly, to ensure wind source for natural ventilation. In previous proposal, the design approach tends to mix smells together with excessive volume of atrium space, and it causes the waste of material and fails to properly control different sources of airflow and smell. But the positive thing is material testing for daylighting could be used as the database for the next process. From past studies, I learned that in case of airflow, the zone system should be decided first in order to prevent construction waste. In traditional HVAC system, it requires a great amount of ceiling space and energy to supply and extract air. The idea is to classify ventilation requirements for different programs and also combine the vaulted ceiling and transfer grill into a concentrated area. Based on that, I proposed a blade wall division working with conditional chamber to control the air path direction and form a grid space for different smell. To control the smell movement mechanically, I did the physical model to compose the prototype in each supply and extract zone. The blue is scent generator, its heat chamber, set to kitchen, cafe, and bar. The pink is scent receptor, its chamber with insulation material, set to showroom as door. The purple is scent exchanger, its general chamber, set to exhibition space and craft lab. The programs are classified by ventilation requirement. The idea is to place a high ventilation demanded zone near the wind source. They correlate to the property of prototypes. In the process of converting program massing into a systematic network, Height of chamber and pattern of air are key to shape conversion. 5 types of composition or prototypes attempt to control scent movement and satisfy program and zone requirement. Then we get the result of the system. Silvertown Foodclub unfold behind the shimmering veil on the side of High Street. The translucent textile facade provides an uncertainty of visual perception from the perspective of outsiders from afar. Inside the building, there are inviting lobby on the street side, an inner foyer adjacent to Canopy Park, living recipe library, scent generator, scent exchanger, and scent receptor. The viewers perceive the events inside the building with a fleeting fragrance from the underlying opening. The Canopy Park in the middle is the extension of dining activities inside the building and also a staying place connecting to the events of North and South. The code of scentscape. Odours, dot indication. Scent volume. Offset curved shapes. The movement. Assumption based on molar mass of molecules. Vapor pressure. Is indicative, comparative, not absolute. Shape of scent. Based on wind field on site, airflow velocity and void in the building. Compared to woody and buttery smell, the odor molecules of fruity smell on comparative light. It's a fleeting moment when the wind comes in, carries the odors and flows to people, scents the sweet occasionally. The inviting lobby is the prelude of scent sphere. It's a burst of roasting aroma. Scent source is intentionally elevated. The space is full of one dominant smell. Observers perceive the smell as sensing it visually. Scent sources of citrus and strong fruity concentrate in the enclosure kitchen in stale air. The light breeze brings the sillage of sweet production, passing through openings, then encountering in the corridor. The operation of the system allows the scent to be kept in proper quality and intensity. The oily and stinky smell will be firstly extracted to cook the food, and the waste heat will cross the grill into the ceiling space, and the rest of the smell will flow into another space, becoming sillage. Now I'd like to show you the moving journey.